This place is awfully quiet for a siege palace.
Such a huge place is spooky without all those people here.
They're probably waiting to ambush us.
With so few Renans here, I guess this is what it's like when the Dahnans are expelled and the ruling minority are all that's left. My money's on them using Zeugles to even the odds.
I don't even see any Dahnan guardsmen.
The fact that they're not at their stations tells me they really have been driven out. We all swore an oath of loyalty to Lord Dohalim. My fellow guards wouldn't abandon their post lightly.
Speaking of which, where the heck is he?
How could this be happening?
Any idea where we should go in the main building?
Let's try the Lord's chamber.
Worth a shot.
Hey Law, you can bust that wall open, can't you?
Well, let's give it a try and find out!
You sure about that? From what I hear, that thing can stop even a cannonball.
On second thought, let's see if there's a release mechanism somewhere.
Kisara, do you have any idea just what Kelzelik might be planning at the palace?
It's hard to say. I've never seen him use any powerful arts, and I don't think he's particularly skilled with any weapons either. However, I have noticed him accompanied by something strange from time to time.
What kind of strange?
I don't know. I couldn't see anything with him, but I could sense something was there. Probably some sort of Zeugle.
An invisible Zeugle?
We'd better be careful in any case. I'd rather we not find out after it jumps us and tries to rip our throats out.
Right.
Right. That equipment should come in handy.
You know, the more I think about it, this palace is way too big for its own good.
Tell me about it. Plus, where the hell were these soldiers and Zeugles all this time?
Normally, the Zeugles are kept in...
An opponent like this should be easy.
Bring them down!
Nothing gets by me!
forward! It's almost too strong. Now split it open!
Be my guest!
Sealed!
Eat
There
that!
for the
I
side!
can carve through armor!
My steel blade!
Take my judgment! Give the wind!
It's done!
Ray! I'll be ready this way! Where are you going?
Soul blade! Soul blade! We're not
Now! Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Now!
I'm on!
Back for it!
burn!
That's much better.
Gale force! More where that came from! I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
So what is Mahag Saar exactly?
One of the 5 realms of Dahna. From the sound of it, Kelzelik had some dealings with them.
What's with that shining foe over there?
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
You got spirit!
Wind astral energy!
They really don't give up, do they?
Searing flame! Reload!
Swallow blade!
By the back into the fray!
Swallow blade! Rising Viper!
With this, I can become even stronger.
Is that some kind of note the rebels left?
Hey, it mentions the release mechanism we're looking for, but
This isn't enough to go on.
further!
I see one, eh?
Prime the
Take down their defenses! For my lord!
lightning orb! Here's the air in the wind!
In the groove!
It's almost destroyed.
Be my guest!
Lightning
Swallow
condemned!
blade!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Swallow blade!
Shut him down.
Swallow blade!
In here! Instant! More power! Where that came from!
Swallow blade!
Not in your dreams!
Armor won't save you!
My shield! Swallow
I
blade!
really owe you one.
Rising wyvern!
Deal this! Do it! Dance in the wind! Air force! My astral sphere!
Nicely done.
Be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Bring him down! Swallow blade! Fall back! Slash! Engage! Swallow blade!
You'll have no mercy!
Engaging! Fire support! Swallow blade!
Feel!
Fire in the hole!
Hear me! Flame where that came from!
Burn! Slash! Rising
This
wyvern!
one's mine!
Abort! Mission!
Do it! Lightning orb! Here, see? This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Look! Another note from the rebels.
If we combine it with the note we found before, then there should be a key inside a cabinet in the office.
Great. Let's see if we can find it.
Dispose of the trash.
Try this! Infernal Torrent! I won't show you any mercy! Now you'll learn!
Here comes!
Take this!
Dance in the
You're
wind!
finished!
Sleep out!
Swallow blade! You're mine!
An astral.
That's my cue!
Swallow blade! Shut him down! Try harder! Here I come! Swallow blade! Try harder! Now! Take this! Try this! Infernal Torrent! Not today!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
I think this is a key to the noble room of the castle.
A noble what?
The room at the northern end of this floor. Maybe the release mechanism is in there.
You damn it! I owe you one!
A showdown between blade and fist!
No! Rising Wyvern! Blade!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Bring him down! Strike!
Far enough! In here!
Slice! Slice!
Put that gun out of your hand!
Eat this!
I can carve through
My shield! Where do I get it? Fall back! Swallow blade! Swallow blade!
None shall escape my judgment! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! An astral art?
That's my cue!
Any injuries?
backing down!
I see one, eh?
Not on my watch!
Swallow blade!
Coming
Get
straight
out
out!
of the way!
Infernal
Here, let me help. Too much. I'll have to take my revenge on you!
That frickin' does it!
We got flyers!
I got this! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours! Be my guest!
Exit!
Not today!
Let the marksman handle this! Where are you going?
Ready and
Dance in the wind! Glacial spear!
Carve through armor!
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Lost!
Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Even if Dahnans and Renans aren't on completely equal footing here, both sides still cared about each other. And now we have to fight some of those same Renans inside the palace.
Don't forget. Yet, we're here fighting to keep what makes this realm so special alive. Don't lose hope, Kisara.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Here's a healing
No shield can stand up to these bigs!
Swallow blade!
That's my cue!
Its armor's too... Shut him down!
May 1,000 gales!
Not today!
Here it comes!
Swallow blade! Here I come! Rising
Thank you.
Armor won't save you!
Swallow blade!
In here! Hear me! Ready to go! Freeze Lancer!
There's always room for improvement.
Did that finally get rid of the wall?
To think they would hide it in Lord Dohalim's personal quarters. The nerve of these people.
They won't get away with it for much longer.
That's right. We have to hurry to the Lord's chamber. Let's go!
Well, well, if it isn't the slaves and the traitor. I don't remember giving you permission to enter the palace.
So it's true. You really are the one behind all this, Kelzelik.
I don't remember giving you permission to speak either. Know your place, slave!
Now we see his true colors.
Yeah, a despicable excuse for a human being. Though really, I guess that makes him pretty ordinary, huh?
Kelzelik, you were Lord Dohalim's most trusted advisor. His closest ally. Why would you betray him?
Don't be a fool! I didn't serve him because I wanted to. I expect a mere slave wouldn't know, but there are many powerful contenders for the position of Lord. A contest of strength determines the one who will be Lord and undisputed ruler of a realm. There is no choice in the selection. If my master had any ambitions of becoming the Sovereign, I would have gladly served him.
But he had no intention of fighting for the crown.
Indeed. Can you slaves even imagine how that looked to the rest of us? Enduring the whims of an ambitionless lord, all we could do was wait for the end as we suffered through our humiliation.
You want suffering? Try being Dahnan for a day.
So you plotted against Lord Dohalim in secret. And when my brother found out...
And I would do it all again if it meant returning Menancia to its rightful state! A realm where Dahnans are slaves and Renans their masters. It's the natural order.
Enough! Who are you to decide what is natural or rightful, traitor? Miguel, my brother, he dreamed of building a world free of suffering. He gave his life for that dream. And all you've managed to build is a lake of death! You killed my brother. And now you'll die for it! My brother's dead because of you!
Why should I concern myself with the passing of one pathetic slave?
Have you no shame?
It can hide itself? Amazing!
Go for the weak point! Whoa! You alright?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
I'll fix you here! Recover! Baby, this way!
This should do it!
Will this help? The waters of creation. Ready! Healing circle!
Here we go again.
It's on!
I'll smash you! That's fun.
It vanished again?
Listen carefully and keep your eyes peeled.
Try harder! Take
You
this!
shouldn't have messed with me.
Try harder!
Here's a healing arc! Sleep now!
Slash!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
A freezing storm!
Swallow blade!
Lightning ice tornado! Primed and ready!
Swallow blade!
Where are you going? Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
That's much better.
Here, let me help!
Swallow blade! Rising Wyvern!
That's freaking does it!
Try
Dance in the
harder!
wind!
Now!
Air thrust!
Here we
None
go
shall
again.
escape my judgment! Ray!
That's much better.
I'll heal you all! Lightning descends!
Swallow blade!
Here goes!
Infernal torrent!
Healing circle! Raging cascade!
Take
Try harder! Stay away from my friend!
Not on my watch!
Swallow blade!
I'll bring you back from death to this!
It's on!
Bring you back from death to
Swallow
this!
blade! Burn in hell! Rising Wyvern!
Take the wind!
I'm
ready. Sleep now.
Here I
I'll be
come.
waiting.
Swallow blade. Try harder. My turn. Rising wyvern.
I never miss.
Mirage.
I'll be glacial spear. Pierce evil. Wind astral laser. Light astral energy. Protocol field.
I'll smash you!
Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
I'll end you!
Slash. Healing
Swallow
circle.
blade. Slash.
Vanquish darkness. I'm only getting started. Gemini Aqua. Divine strength. Aura of water. Gemini.
Much better.
I'll heal you all. Lightning dragon. Thunder healing circle.
I really owe you one.
Hey, that flame of death. Lightning glacial
This
spear.
one's all
Pierce
mine.
evil. Talon hurricane. Here, green cleanser. Vanquish darkness.
Eat dirt. Swallow blade.
Healing circle.
That's
Mirage.
Divine strength.
I really owe you
Glacial
one.
spear. Pierce evil. Vanquish darkness.
Mirage.
I'm on a roll now!
I'm out of ammo. Divine strength. I'm all set. I'll heal you all. Healing circle.
I owe you one.
This one's mine.
That's the spot.
Divine strength. Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
Roll now! You shouldn't have messed with me!
Here, let me help.
Swallow blade.
Now,
That hit the spot.
astral energy.
Say no more.
Hear me, flame of fury.
I'm on. Try this.
Glacial
Infernal
spear.
current.
Pierce evil.
Swallow blade.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it!
Talon hurricane.
Far enough!
Swallow blade.
None of you can take my
Infernal
level.
current.
Dance in the wind. Sleep now. More for the stockpile.
Here comes something big.
Try to dodge.
This one keeps charging us.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it. I'll leave it to you.
More where that came from. Here I go.
Burn.
Thunderblade.
Rip it water. Rising wyvern.
Not in your dreams. Gemini Alpha.
I can carve through one
Mirage.
Hit.
Slash.
It's weakened. Dance in
This
the wind.
ends now.
Air thrust.
Mirage.
Lightning
Swallow blade.
Thunder.
Swallow blade.
Hurricane.
Slash.
None shall
Rising
escape
wyvern.
my judgment. Dance in the
Mirage.
wind. Air thrust. Lightning dance in the
Rising
wind.
wyvern.
In here.
Mirage.
I really
I'll
owe
be
you
saving
one.
this one. Raging cascade. Spread. Denied.
Talon hurricane. Swallow blade.
This one's mine.
Eagle fly. Swallow blade.
Doctor ordered. Never.
Not today.
Now, by the power of water. Gemini up. More where that came from. By the power of water. Lightning condense.
Slash. Talon
Thunder
hurricane. Infernal
Quiver
current.
dragon. Take it.
Slash.
Dance in the wind. Sleep now. Gemini Aqua. I'll be waiting.
I can carve through armor! Almost there!
Oh, close enough. Take it away. An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Raging cascade. Excited. Wheel charges to me. More for the job pile.
Eagle fly. Warna. Stop. It's gonna attack.
Right, watch out.
I'm not feeling so
Feel.
great.
More for the stockpile.
This should do it.
Searing flame. Reload.
Swallow blade. Try this.
I can't heal you forever. I'm all set. Too much to handle. Gemini Aqua. Primed and ready. Light dance in the wind. Where are you going?
Here we go again!
In here.
Try this.
I'll be saving
Infernal
this one.
current. Slash.
Here's the hurricane.
Rising wyvern. Burn in hell.
More where that came
Really
from.
owe you one.
Swallow blade.
Feel. Only getting
Swallow blade.
I'll be saving this one. Here, let me help.
Anything in armor is all
I owe you one.
More where that came from.
Try harder. My turn.
Leave the armor won't save you! All
Mega
good
ray.
things come to an end.
Arrow squall.
Time to let it rip. I'm not done.
Serpent knuckle!
Slash. Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Shield! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
You filthy slaves are despicable!
Your dreams of attaining lordship are no more. Give up, Kelzelik.
Attaining lordship? Ridiculous. Only those who possess a master core can become a lord. What, did you think just anyone could do it?
But then, what were you trying to accomplish with this? Didn't you betray your lord?
Yes, that's true. However, there are other lords.
Other lords? So you mean...
At last, the truth is revealed.
Dohalim, where have you been this whole time?
Cleaning up. Kelzelik, you've made your last of these.
The fruit of Helgen?
It can't be. You found my production facility?
Correct. And I tore it down. But something still troubles me. It's clear that this is no ordinary fruit. Nor was the equipment used to grow it. You couldn't have done all this without outside assistance. Indeed, something like this must have come from another realm. Mahag Saar, perhaps?
You actually expect me to talk now? At this point, the contest for the crown will be over soon enough, and you will finally receive the punishment you deserve for your weakness.
I've already received my punishment. May this be my final act as the Lord of Elde Menancia. Go to Mahag Saar, Ganath Haros, wherever you think you'll find a suitable lord.
Are you all right with this? He killed your brother after all.
He did. But then I thought, he's nothing more than one common, ordinary Renan. He's not worthy of my time or my anger, right?
So after everything, was the dream of coexisting just a dream?
What is that?
Those are the cheers of the brave Dahnans who overpowered Kelzelik's forces.
Wait, they challenged the Renans?
Indeed. A militia made up of Dahnan guardsmen, Renan supporters, and of course, the Gold Dust Cats.
Do we have you to thank for bringing them all together?
Regardless of what your original motivations were, your dream of coexistence saved countless lives. And now, those people out there are fighting to keep that dream alive. That's something real. Be that as it may, they do so now by their own hands. These people no longer need any lord.
Where are you going?
To put an end to the crown contest. So long as its madness persists, peace will remain ever out of reach. I cannot allow it to continue.
The crown contest impacts far more than just the Dahnans. You're choosing to fight Lenegis and the entire Empire.
I am well aware. However, if I wish to keep this dream from dying, then I have little choice in the matter. Besides, it's the least I can do.
So you're gonna go out there and make that dream real on your own?
You may be decided on your path, but that doesn't make it any less difficult.
Why not walk that road with us? Pardon? You heard me. We're fighting to liberate the Dahnans, and you're fighting for the people of this realm. I'd say we're on the same path, really. It would only make sense for us to walk it together.
Dahnan dissidents, side by side with a Renan lord? Not the least intriguing invitation I've received. An invitation which would only be proper courtesy for me to accept.
I'll take that as a yes.
Hey, where'd Kisara go? I don't see her anywhere.
Maybe she just needed some time alone. A lot's happened.
That makes sense. She did just lose her brother after all.
We ought to keep moving as well. So long as there are lords who draw breath, we have a mission to complete. Kisara's a big girl. I'm sure she can handle herself. We should hurry on ahead to our next destination.
I guess you're right. And it is a lot safer here than it was. What do you think, Dohalim?
I am not sure I have the right to say anything as far as Kisara is concerned.
Fair enough. Well, I, for one, would like to say goodbye if we get a chance. Let's keep an eye out for her as we leave.
What's Kisara going to do now?
I'm sure it's complicated for her.
Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelzalik, do you?
No. Nagal entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
We've reached our destination.
You all arrived here from Cyslodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Dahnans and Renans have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Legil?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Dahnan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Elde Menancia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Saar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Elde Menancia Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Calaglia even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renan than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense, enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renan hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renans wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion!
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Mahag Saar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
There's something in the wall. I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renan eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Everything looks fine with the lure. All right, let's do this. Not my lucky day, I guess. All right, once more from the top. Where should I cast my line? Reel it in. I'll let you go this time. And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I think...
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just do it.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elde Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.